The following segment is sponsored by Armed Services Arts Partnership. For this segment of Pulse 757, we're going to be having a lot of laughs as we talk with our guests. Today, I have with me Sherry Priester and Kristen Howard with the Armed Services Arts Partnership, better known as ASAP. Thank you, Sherry and Kristen, for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
Can you tell me what ASAP is all about?
Sure. ASAP is a 501c3 nonprofit entity that provides arts education to veterans, their caregivers, spouses, and active duty.
Okay, all right. So can you tell me what type of programs do they offer, like the specifics?
Sure. I always forget one, but there's stand-up comedy, which is what we teach,
Okay.
improv, acting, creative writing, drawing, and
Storytelling.
Okay.
Which is different from stand-up comedy. Similar, but different.
So we offer 6-week workshops in each of those art forms. We also offer 1-day workshops in a variety of other things like paint pouring and mosaic tiles and all kinds of things, anything that really you can think of. So
I love the arts. I mean,
Yeah.
to me, it's very therapeutic.
It is.
As far as the art, so that's cool. What is it like for you all on stage?
Well, at this point, I'm pretty comfortable on stage, and I really enjoy the process of writing jokes and stuff. So getting up there on stage and having my jokes work is just, it's bonus, right? So I find it very enjoyable that way. I like if I'm, say, making fun of my husband, I like that my husband's in the audience, and it's like almost like an inside joke that everybody else is being let in on. So yeah,
I'm
I
a
enjoy
bit
it.
different. Like, I love being on stage. I feed off of that crowd, right? I like to do a lot of crowd work. I'm going to ask you a question. Hopefully you're going to answer it, and if not, I'm still going to make fun of you anyway. So
Yeah.
but for me, that interaction with the crowd is thrilling. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you get a joke, that's great. If you get a laugh, bonus, right? Sometimes you don't, and you got to own that too. That's how you get better.
That's exactly right. So who can participate in ASAP?
Active duty, military, service members, retired, prior enrolled service members, their families, they and their caregivers.
Okay.
So it's actually quite broad. It's unusual for a veteran service organization to include so many people in their care, but they're even if you are an adult child of a military service member or veteran, you are also eligible. So
Very few organizations offer anything to a veteran family member or a spouse. Like, it's just unheard of.
or their adult children.
Yeah, like
hardly anybody offers anything to an adult child of a veteran
or a spouse.
or a spouse. Yeah.
Or a spouse. We're both Navy wives, we know.
Yeah.
What's ASAP's impact?
ASAP's impact. Wow. The thousands of veterans have participated in these programs. We're located in 4 areas in San Diego, Indianapolis, Hampton Roads, and DC, as well as online. So we've had
We're worldwide.
worldwide now. We've had, Sherry and I had a student that was in Japan. His wife was stationed there, and he participated in our program while they were over there.
It was like 6 a.m. his time, and he's dialing in. And
Yeah, he'd be sipping coffee and telling jokes, and
you know, I have to say, when the pandemic first occurred, we were set to start an in-person class like that Saturday 2 or 3 days before everything got shut down. And they said, okay, we're going to pivot and we're going to go online. And we were both like, how are we going to teach stand-up comedy online? Like, this is just not going to work. Like, there's no etiquette. Like, blah, blah. We were wrong. It so worked.
yeah, we're glad we were wrong.
Yeah.
Because we were still able to impact so many people during the pandemic, and have online shows and things like that, and to really work through a lot of people's isolation.
Yeah.
You know, we were still able to connect with people, and that was really the best surprise.
Yeah, it provided this growth opportunity that nobody really anticipated or expected. And so now it's led to the fact that not only we're now back in person, but we still offer online courses.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And see, one of the things about the a lot of comedians kind of quit when the pandemic hit. You know, a lot of comedians were like, look, I can't go online. But most of my work then transformed to online. I mean, especially when they saw that it wasn't opening up for a while, we started doing a lot of online shows and stuff. And it's a little different. So I can imagine you all had to pivot. You know, that was a big word through the pandemic, pivot.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what it took for you all to pivot and then also teach others how to, perform online, because there is an etiquette.
Yeah,
there is. Things to being online as well. So.
Well, and learning to tell jokes without people laughing.
Yeah.
Like, how do you
that was
work
hard.
on your comedic timing
when
Perform a
there's-
show when you can't hear the audience, right?
It's like this vacuum into the great void of Zoom, right? Like that was a learning curve for us.
Absolutely.
And then we had to, I know for me, teaching those classes during the pandemic and then trying to be positive about everything that was going on forced me to be positive and to stay connected and to stay doing comedy, because I couldn't be telling students like, oh, it'll be great, we'll do this great show online, and then on the other hand be like, this sucks. Like, it's like I had to like fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And so it ended up being a really good experience as an instructor as well.
And the students ended up, like, some of them had their own little performance parties. Like, they're going to do this Zoom show, and they've got people stationed 6 feet apart in, like, their garage or whatever, hanging out, watching them do comedy. Yeah. So it was a blessing in disguise. Yeah. That's the best way to put that.
Okay. So what type of feedback are you all getting from the program or about the program?
Well, 99% of the students would recommend taking a class to someone else. Okay. And a lot of the students come back for other classes. So I did stand up first, and then I went on to do the creative writing class, and I did the drawing class, and I participated in many of the workshops. So
I did storytelling, acting, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I've done a couple of workshops, and
Yep.
So where can we go to find out more information?
The best place is the website, asapasap.org. You'll find out everything about the classes on there, or even how to attend a show, donate to the programs, how to book ASAP comedians for a show. Yeah,
like us.
Yeah.
Well, Sherry and Kristen, thank you all so much for joining me today and taking time to talk to me about ASAP, and also sharing with me how people can possibly learn a new hobby. So thank you all so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, ma'am. Anytime.